Hey, you liberal fruitcakes. See a lot of you crying over tariffs, saying it's going to destroy the economy. Want to look at trade economics? First, a tariff is a tax imposed on a country's imported goods and services. The United States only imports 15% of goods and services internationally. The rest is domestic. Now, a lot of you are concerned about what's happening with Canada and Mexico. Well, you remember that 15% I talked about? Canada and Mexico only produce 5% of that. That means between both of them, they only produce 5% of the United States GDP. So guess what? This trade war is going to turn both of those places into a third world country, although Mexico already is one. Now the reality is we don't want that, but the United States is tired of being taken advantage of by the countries who are refusing to pay their fair share. And we all know you guys want fair share. And tariffs are a way of achieving that. Now let's look at Canada. 20% of the GDP of Canada comes from the United States trade agreements. And 75% of their trade happens with the United States. Now that means if prices go up because of imported goods from Canada, Americans are going to refuse to buy them. Meaning, Canada's not going to make any money. And as we're 75% of their trade, that's going to be detrimental to their economy. And Mexico doesn't even remotely have a leg to stand on, with 40% of their GDP tied into American export. Now I know you're going to say that Canada's threatened to turn off power to Americans. Well, we'll just raise the tariff. They're not going to turn it off. Do you know why? Because Canada's utilities is $55 billion in debt, which means they can't afford to turn off the United States' power. Now you're going to say that other countries are going to stop trading with America. Well, they only make up 10% of the GDP of the United States. And we'll just pull funding from NATO, because we fund 75% of that, which means all of them would have to cut their social services, like Canada paying reparations rather than investing in their own military, which they didn't. They spend more money on social services than investing in their own military. The reality is tariffs are good when coupled with tax cuts for the United States. Yes, it will be inflationary. The numbers that we're seeing are about 0.5%. But coupled with the elimination of income tax, it would be negligible to the United States. So stop crying. Tariffs provide leverage, and America is going to put America first.
Hi, guys. Liberals are crying. They are crying. They are afraid that they're not going to be able to live in the United States anymore or afford living here anymore. Because, their $5, $6, $5 or $6 Starbucks coffee is going to be $10 Starbucks coffee. But it's not. It's if people knew how economy worked, they would understand what Trump is doing. But unfortunately, most people don't understand how economy works in here. They just see a slight price increase and they lose their mind and they don't know what's going on and they think somebody's at fault. They just don't understand how things work. For example, the price of eggs. Price of eggs went up right before Trump's inauguration, and they start blaming Trump. Look, you were going to bring down the prices and blah, 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 blah. See, what people don't understand is things take time for prices to come down. And the reason we had an increase in egg costs is because there was a freaking bird flu going around. Millions of chickens were killed. There's chicken being pulled out of the shelves because of bacterial diseases going around. So it happens. These things happen, and this should encourage people to basically not to waste food. Have enough food stored away to a certain point. I'm not saying stuff your freezers or whatever, but don't make too much food so you can waste it. Be conservative with your consumptions. Anyways, going back to the tariffs. So Trump is imposing 25% tariff on China, Canada, and Mexico. China 10%. Now, for people to say, oh, the consumer is going to pay the price. Absolutely. For the short time. For the short period of time, we will pay the price, and I'm okay with it. As I am okay with paying a higher price for US-made goods. And because that helps our economy. That, when we have money circulating within our own economy, it helps our economy. This is why I'm against illegal immigration, because a lot of these people, they come and make cash and they send it back to their home country, and that takes money out of our circulation. It takes money away from the United States circulation, and it takes money away from the economy. The money doesn't get spent here. So you have to understand that part. And it's like, oh, it's not a big percentage, it's a small percentage, and blah blah blah. No, that's not the case. There's actually a huge number of people do that. I used to work when I lived in California. I used to work at a bank, and the gas station was operated by an Indian guy, and he was telling me he's here. His daughter lives with him. His daughter-in-law lives with him. His son-in-law lives with him. They all live in one house. He's saving money, sending it back to India to build himself a house and retire in India. That's his goal. Now, I don't have any problem with that because he pays taxes here. Anything after that is up to him to do whatever he wants to do. He paid his taxes. I'm cool with that. But the illegals don't pay any taxes. That's the problem. But let's not get swayed away from this from this topic. CEO of Canada's second biggest company defends Trump's tariff demand, slams Trudeau for not stopping trade war. Because Trudeau is a big baby and he's going to cry like a big baby because he got ousted and because Trump punked him. He got punked by Trump. The CEO of Canada's second largest publicly traded company says Canadians want the government to do all the things that President Trump is demanding, and slammed outgoing Prime Minister Justin Trudeau for not preventing the trade war. Trump 78 on Saturday signed an executive order to slap 25% across the board tariffs on America's northern neighbor, citing its failure to meet his demands on helping crack the fentanyl and illegal immigration trade. Very true. This is not a false statement. It's very true. Trudeau purposely was not stopping any of it. Canada thrives when it works with America together. Win by helping America win. Trump believes that Canada has not held its side of the bargain. They have not. Toby Luke, who co-founded Shopify, wrote on X, "These are things that every Canadian wants its government to do. 2. These are not crazy demands, even if they came from an unpopular source. These tariffs are going to be devastating to so many people's lives and small businesses." And absolutely true. The tariffs will affect Canada's economy 10 times worse than it will affect our economy. We have a massive economy over Canada. Massive. It's unbelievable. Canada will see the suffering of these tariffs. That's a 100% the truth. If Trudeau wants to keep up these kid-like attitude, because he did not keep his agreement with the United States to secure the border. Hey, bro, actions have consequences. Actions have consequences. You brought this up onto yourself. Luke's withering critique came in response to a clip of Trudeau announcing 25% retaliatory tariffs on $107 billion worth of U.S. goods and pushing for policies targeting red states. Shopify, the e-commerce giant that Luke co-founded in 2006, is worth about $150 billion in Canada's biggest tech company and biggest ever startup, and second only to the Royal Bank of Canada in size. Luke's is worth an estimated $10 billion and is one of Canada's richest people. Leadership is about doing what's right, not what is popular, and hitting back will not lead to anything good. America will shrug it off. Canada will decline. Luke added about Trudeau's planned retaliation. And it's very true. It's very, very true. What he says is very true. A true leader will care about what's good and not about feelings. Okay? If you care about feelings, if all your actions are based on feelings, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose. You see the liberal leftists, they're all feeling based. Nothing factual. It's all feeling. You hurt my feeling. You know, it's hurting everybody's feelings. It's just feelings. It's all about feelings. Nothing about action. Right? So with this being said, Canada is going to decline in its economy. That's for sure. It's going to happen. Within the next few months, Canada is going to come back and say, we're sorry. Trudeau is an idiot. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. He's a big baby. And I hope he just goes away and never comes back again. Go back to mommy or go back to whatever the hell you came from. Because he destroyed Canada. He absolutely destroyed Canada. I have Canadian friends who say the same thing, who share the same feeling. Again, I mean, that's besides leadership. That's actual feeling because they are actually hurting from the decision this clown made. So anyways, let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below and hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe. Peace out.